All right, here we are. We got a couple minutes left of warm-ups. We are in District Game 1 against the Thief River Prowlers. Bemidji's coming in looking pretty good as of late. Had a really nice game against Grand Rapids, who beat them earlier in the season. So Bemidji's peaking at the right moment, hopefully. We haven't played Thief River yet this year. They recently just played the red team and beat them by a few goals. So if they play their game, we should be okay today, and then we'll hopefully play tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Yeah, it is, after all, playoff hockey now. We're in the postseason. And there's a buzz in the air, I'd have to say, as the teams make their way around to the rink in anticipation of the weekend's games. We're fortunate to be here in Bemidji and to have Bemidji hosting this district tournament, so that the three teams that we've got, both in the B tournament and the B2 tournament, will be able to take advantage of the home ice atmosphere. So 3 teams from this bracket will advance to Proctor, Minnesota in 2 weeks for the regional, and they'll continue their quest for a bid to the state tournament from there. But we don't want to get ahead of ourselves too far. Nope. We got to take this one game at a time, and so the number 8 seed, as you mentioned, Eric, is here at Thief River Falls. And with a little bit of checking on some statistics, it looks like they're not a terribly deep team. They've got 2 players that have scored the vast majority of their goals. One of them being number 18, Owen Ranum. And the other one is a captain, number 22, Logan Banassa. So if the boys can keep those 2 off the score sheet, we probably got a pretty good shot here. And I think if we continue to move the puck like we have been as of late, we'll be in okay shape here today.
Just to give you an idea, Brody is telling me some stats that Chris is saying over the last month. I think we've outscored our opponents somewhere around the 70 to 12 range. So we're playing some good hockey, peaking at the right time, hopefully.
That's some pretty good numbers.
We'll give a shout out to our sponsors, Stittsworth Meats, Northern Amusement, Ryerson Construction, KLS Construction, Dale Schmidt Agency, and Lapeer Shorelines. We are happy to bring this Game 1 of the districts to you. As you can see, we will be back in, from what I understand, we will be back in the retros for the rest of the season, kicking it old school. So it's nice to see the red back with the white and blue. Good jersey combination.
Off to our left, we got Colton White in net again today. Looking fine as ever. I was just making some comments before the game to another parent that I don't think I've seen him let a soft one in for a good 8-10 games. Yeah, so he's coming in hot too, and we got probably the best goaltender in the tournament, I think. On the other side is Landon Snoozy in the dark jersey. The Prowlers are coming with the dark blue, and we'll be underway shortly. right, playoff hockey is underway. Game number 1, puck is down and Bemidji controls. Engelsetter sends it down into the Prowler zone and it goes in offsides right out of the gate, 10 seconds in. Crease will come off to the right of Colton White. And we're going to have to keep an eye on the lines this weekend. The coach made no qualms about it. He's here to win. So he might be jumbling the lines a little bit here to ensure that comes to fruition. Off the face-off, it's controlled by Lapeer, and he rings it around the boards to the near side for, that's Moran in number 19. Poked ahead by Ryerson. Not out though, comes to the far wall. Now it's sent up ahead by Lapeer, gets through some defenders, and Ryerson's on the chase down in the other zone. Over to the near wall. Prowler's fan on the clearing attempt comes to Moran. He looks to her center, comes to the far side, shot and goal! Ryerson.
Well, that didn't take long.
Moran on that one, and that did not take long.
We got a 5-on-5 Stitchworth meet goal scored by number 3, Corbin, assisted by number 19, Peyton, which was known as the red line. Quick goal to set the tone here.
Off the face-off again, Bemidji controls. Adams drops it for Tyken, and it comes to Stitchworth. He tries to send it down in there, but it goes into the bench. We're not even a minute into this one, Eric. It's already 1-0.
Like those kind of starts. A lot of times first periods are roughest.
Face-off again is controlled by Bemidji. Tyken has his zone. He drops it for Westover, but it's picked off by the defense. Or by the forwards for the Prowlers, and they get it all the way down. On the far wall, tipped ahead. And Tyken will pick it up from there and bring it into the zone across the blue line. Tries to dangle, can't do it. At the hash marks, it goes down in the corner. Back over to the slot, it trickles right in there. Adams tips one towards the goal, and Snoozy's got that one. He'll hang on for a stop and play with 15:40 remaining in the first period and a 1-0 lead for Bemidji. Face-off comes to Roscoe. He just sends it in there, tries to get tipped, but it goes wide of the net. And Adams will pick it up there. Down in the far corner. Drop pass is right to Prowler. And it comes back to Adams, and now to Tyken. Tyken turns right up, goes to the high slot. Can't quite wrangle it though. Rolls off his stick and goes into the corner. He's still got it though. Comes up to Roscoe. Shot from there, tipped. Goes wide of the goal. Right through the crease, and the clearing attempt is stopped by Wyatt Tyken. He takes a shot. That one's blocked in front. It comes to Engelsetter. I'm sorry, that's Westover up at the point. Centering attempt is picked off by the Prowlers, and they're trying to swing their player the other way. They bring it in on the near side, backhand it towards the goal, and it's intercepted there by Westover, and he sends it up to the far side for Adams. Cross ice for Tyken. Tyken's pass behind him a bit, so he had to reach around to grab it and got tangled up down in the corner. They'll pluck it off the wall, but it's right onto the stick of a Prowler, and he comes up the line. And it's held there by Lapeer. Still battled. Lapier's down. He's working from his knees. And Yerbich comes in there. He fires one towards the goal from there. Goes wide of the net. Over to the far side. Jacobson sends one in there. That one goes off some sticks right in front. Another centering attempt there, but nobody's there but a Prowler. They've had enough of that. They center down for icing. With 4:14 left in the period. 1-0 Bemidji.
That's pretty good sustained pressure by the boys in white.
Very sustained pressure in the offensive zone for Bemidji. Again, the faceoff goes into a scrum down in the corner. Meyer puts a body on his player. They continue to battle. Meyer picks it up, brings it up towards the slot, takes a shot from tight angle. Right on, and Snoozy gets that one in the chest and hangs on to it.
And goalie's got a good chest.
Goalie's got a good chest. According to the live statistics we have available today, it's 5 shots to nothing already.
You say 5?
We're tied in with the game sheet today.
Okay.
And it comes right up to the slot. Oh, it's right through Meyer, though, and it comes to Engelsetter. He takes a shot. That one's blocked in front. Meyer again. Tries to dangle, goes right in the glove of Snoozy. From short angle, he's able to snag that one and hang on. Jacobson to take this one. Down in the corner, Jacobson goes and retrieves it. He's mugged by a bunch of players, though, and they get it out to center. Gets past Engelsetter. Lapierre comes over to help out. And he sends it up ahead to the Prowler defense. Picked up there by Yerbich. Comes in with some speed on the near side. Wide right down to the hash marks. Tries to tip it up ahead for Jacobson. And it comes up to Lapierre at the point. He fires it back in and it ricochets out into center ice. Up to neutral ice now. It's sent in on the near side, and Lapierre's got it there. He's going to have to chase it down into the zone. He'll ring around to the far side. He's going to carry it out of there. And gets some heavy pressure, and somehow, some way, that was tipped off of his stick, and he comes in offsides. So 12:47 left here in the first period, 1-0 Bemidji, and it's been all Bemidji thus far. Face-off is brought into the zone by Ryerson. Dropped for Baird. Back to Ryerson behind. He reverses it. Gives it back to Baird. And it comes out to the point and sneaks out of the zone in between the two defensemen. Roscoe has it, and as Baird checks up, he picks up the pass and feeds it ahead for Moran. Moran at the far circle. Can't get around the defense, though. Comes off his stick and goes up against the half wall. Up and out to center again. Roscoe catches it. Waits till everybody tags up. And he works his way in. Centers it up for Moran. Shot goes wide. Baird now, he'll set it in behind. And it'll squirt over to the near wall. Prowlers will try to not send it out from there, but Baird's got that one. Or I'm sorry, Ryerson has got that one tied up. Roscoe's tipping down, help out. He knocks it off the player's stick. Baird to Ryerson, over to Roscoe, way down at the point on the far side. And he can't connect with it as it comes out to the point and back down in. Prowlers pick it up out of the corner. They head up the wall with it, but they can't handle it. Comes right back out to center. And they're just going to go right back in there on Stitzwer's stick on the near side. Centering attempt for Baird. It's in his skates, though, and the Prowlers are able to get it out. They head all to the bench for a wholesale change. And it's sent ahead from Roscoe to Baird. He gets in the zone, cuts into the slot, takes a shot. That one goes wide off the back wall. Off his far wall now. Baird still has it. Comes up to the point. Engelsetter holds the line. And it comes right to Ryerson, who's knocked hard off the play. Up ahead now. Prowlers dump it in. Goes off the back wall behind Colton. And it comes over to the near side. Lapierre with it. Sends it up ahead for Baird. A little bit high behind him, though, and it comes all the way down. Prowlers have got it. They tip it up ahead. Comes to Engelsetter. At his own blue line, he sends it up ahead. And it'll be picked off there by Benassa. I'm sorry, that's Ranum. That's one of their leading scorers. But it goes down into the Prowler zone. And Tyken's got it there. He tries to shovel it over the center. And the Prowlers pick it up and they ice it down the ice for another stop and play. And I'll tell you what, the Prowlers can't muster any offensive pressure whatsoever here, as Bemidji's just smothering them on the forecheck. 10:14 left in the first period, 1-0 Bemidji. Face-off is cleared out of there. Gets past Engelsetter at his shoulders. And Lapierre will pick it up back behind his own net. Ahead for Stitzworth. Stitzworth now is trying to spring Adams there. It gets through him and all the way down. He'll retrieve it in the corner, though. Drop it for Tyken. Over to Stitzworth in the slot. Stitchworth can't get on it though, so it comes to Adams again. Cross ice for Angus Heather, gets through him. He chases it over to the wall with some help from Tyken. Right to the dot, shot there. Right on, and Snoozy's got that one in the midsection. And he'll hold on to that one for another stop and play with 9:37 now left in the first. Tyken to the face-off, but the Prowlers own this one. Comes to the near side. Kind of a pass. It wasn't a pass. It comes up to the point, and Lapeer will send it down in. Tyken wheels around. Angus Heather was dipping down in there. Couldn't get it to him, though. And it comes to Adams on the far side. Lapeer on the near side. He goes down to the hash marks. Adams covers his spot nicely. And from the hash marks, Adams pops it back down in there. And Stitchworth picks it up in the corner. Centers it up for Adams. Shot goes right off the blocker. And it'll careen out to the point here for Angus Heather. He works his way to the near side. Shot on goal. Blocker save, and it comes to who is it? That's Stitchworth as Roscoe comes on. Works its way out of center though, and Roscoe will pick it up there, and they'll send it ahead for Tyken. Tyken comes down the near side, goes in deep, looks for a center, not quite there though. Now he does, out of the reach of Adams though, and Yerbich will come in and send it for Adams behind. Adams to the far side, up to the half wall. And the Prowlers will grab it there and send it back out to center. Roscoe grabs it, brings it right back in. On the far point, far circle, centered for Jacobson. Jacobson can't quite hit the target. He had a gaping hole. Goes off the side of the net under the near side. Meyer takes a shot. That one's saved. And the clearing attempt goes all the way down, but they're going to wave off icing on this one. And force Roscoe to pick it up. He fires it all the way up the center. He hits Meyer at mid-ice. Meyer cuts across into the slot, takes a swing towards the net, and that one's tipped up into the glass. And it comes back to the point for Westover. Down for Meyer there. He works his way in, shovels it over Jacobson. Jacobson sends another one off the post. And that one won't go. Now he got it again right in the slot. Another shot. Blocker save. Booted out of there, I should say. Comes down to Roscoe. He's going to walk right in. They're going to give him the space. And he sends that one over the top of the cage. Westover has to retreat and pick it up at the center ice. And he'll work his way up through traffic and get into the slot. Right in the slot. He gets a goal. Finds its way through the wickets. And Snoozy can't quite hang on to that one. It's going to be 2-0 Bemidji here about midway through the first.
And another 5-on-5 Stitchworth meets goal scored by number 6, Will.
Faceoff comes into the Prowler zone again. This time Westover's carrying it in there again. Roscoe sends it down in deep for Moran. Moran will work his way up to the high circle. And he'll drop it for Roscoe. Steps in, shot, tip, and it's still loose in front. And Ryerson can't get a stick on it. Goes over in the corner. He'll chase it down though, bring it back up to the point. It'll flutter right up along the side of the net. And Snoozy can't get a hold of it. Now there's a shot and a goal again. Roscoe this time. And that'll make it 3-0 all of a sudden here.
They post that assist for Will and all.
Still trying to understand what we got going here for assists. I didn't see one straight off before.
And we had another 5-on-5 goal, Stitchworth meet goal scored by number 14, Brody. Get the assist when we can.
Can't seem to get the statistics here. And meanwhile, the puck is still controlled by Bemidji. And right back in the zone. Snoozy will stick save that one and send it to the near corner. Moran there will bring it around behind. And it'll go to the far corner. out to center. And Ryerson will try to send it across ice, but it's picked off. It goes down into the far corner. And for once, the Prowlers actually have some control in the offensive zone. Not for long, though. Baird gets it all the way down, and Ryerson knocks it down into the zone. Moran there will work along the far wall, but the Prowlers do get it out. And they get across the line, and they send a backhander towards the goal. I don't think White's even seen a shot yet, so he's probably still cold. Comes to Moran across the blue line. He's got Baird with him. Shots blocked. And a nice centering attempt there by Adams, and then Lapeer will step in there and swat that one in there and save to the side. Prowlers in the near corner work their way up, and it'll get sent out to center and down into the Bemidji zone. Engelsetter will retreat. Pick it up there, reverse it, shake off a defender, and send it up the near wall. Stitchworth now to Tyken. Gets the line, across the line, and couldn't get across the line before Adams. So offsides is the call, and the puck will come out to the zone to the near side of the ice here for a face-off with Tyken. 4:47 left in the first period, and Bemidji's leading 3-0. Tyken gets it, brings it into the zone of the circle, sends it over for Adams, and somehow Snoozy was able to get a hold of that one.
Wow.
It looked like for sure that was going to go in.
Beautiful pass by Tyken.
Goes right into the pads of Snoozy. And that'll bring the face-off to his right. Adams again with it behind his net. Behind their net. Brings it over the near side. Comes out to Tyken. He works his way towards the goal. Takes a shot. That one's up high and goes right into the netting on the far side. So that'll bring a wholesale change for Thief River Falls. And Bemidji elects to keep their troop out there. Faceoff comes back for Lapeer. He's going to take a slapper from there that goes just wide. And it comes all the way over to Engelsetter on the far side. Tipped out of there by the Prowlers. And it goes down into the Bemidji zone as Lapeer will retreat for it and send it around behind. Lapeer on the near side, he'll send it up ahead for Tyken. And it gets picked off there by a Prowler and over to the other side. Cross ice pass is picked up by Adams, but the Prowlers pick it up again and bring it in. This time it's going to come in offsides with 3:51 left in the first period and a 3-0 lead for Bemidji. Faceoff comes back into the Bemidji zone, and they can't quite clear it out of the zone. It comes on White. I think that's his first save of the game, and he can do it standing up. Comes back the other way though, and the Prowlers back at their own blue line, fired up ahead, stolen by Westover, and it's sent up ice to Jacobson and then to Meyer, but it comes in offsides as Meyer was astride in as the puck comes across the line. Faceoff comes to the near wall, and it works its way back into the Prowler zone. They maintain control there and carry it out to the neutral ice. Sent up ahead. Hard check on the far wall by Mount Meyer. And the Prowlers do get a shot on goal. That would be number 18, Owen Ranham. He's got 18 goals, a leading scorer for the team, but couldn't get it in there that time. Along the far side, tipped away nicely by Westover. Comes over to the near side for Jacobson. He gets across the line, sidesteps a check, sends it over for Meyer. It's through him, and goes over to the far wall. Tipped off his skate now and back in the zone. Now they get it out. It gets past Roscoe. Now Westover is going to have to do his work. Drop pass to the other side, and it's sent over the net. And that player is not happy about that shot. Comes up to Westover, or I'm sorry, Meyer. Cross ice for Jacobson. Jacobson takes a look. He tries to hit Meyer again. Goes off the defender and down into the Prowler zone. They gather up behind their own net and send it up the far wall. And they tip it out to center there, and a weak pass, and Westover is able to nab that one easily. Works his way through some traffic, cuts into the line, comes into the slot. He's got all alone, tipped off his stick though. And he gets it into the slot again, and another goal by Meyer this time from some hard work by Westover. So Meyer's going to get this one, and Westover is going to get probably the lone assist on that one. 4-0 Bemidji now with $1:54 left in the first period. And it's starting to look a little gloomy for the guys in blue and yellow, we'll say. They barely get it out of the zone. It's picked up, brought back in there by Baird. And it's sent up to the line for Engesether. He shoots from there, tipped, goes up off the glass behind. And Baird's in behind to get it. Sends it up for Lapierre. Lapierre walks in, drops it for Baird, whiffs on the shot. Prowlers will pick it up there. They'll bring it out to center. Engesether and Lapierre will make sure that doesn't get any further. And Baird will scoop it up and bring it down into his own zone before going D to D with Lapierre. Back to Baird on the far side. Carries it in wide right. Drops it from Moran. Moran's shot. Stick save. Goes up into the glass. And we got a penalty behind the play. And I do believe it's going to be on the visiting team.
Yeah, another 5-on-5 goal scored by number 17, Corbin. 5-on-5 Stittsworth Meats goals. Stittsworth Meats goal scored. And we got a penalty coming up. That'll be our first Lapierre Shoreline power play.
So the Prowler captain, Benassa, finds his way to the bin. And he'll sit for 2 minutes, which I'm not sure. Looks like tripping is the call. Strangest tripping call I ever saw, but hey, who am I? Down in the Prowler zone, Tyken's working hard down deep. He brings it over towards the net. Opts to go in behind. And under pressure, goes over to the far wall. Lapierre is pinned up against the boards. He's held there as Tyken comes up with it. It's knocked off of his stick. And comes to Meyer on the near side. Cross ice pass in for Adams. He can't connect on it. And it comes up the wall on the far side. I think the Prowlers are playing better short-handed than they were full strength. They have a little more step in their step. And Meyer takes a slapper, goes right into the body of the defender. And the Prowlers come back the other way, short-handed. Lapierre gets on him, though. And with some help from Westover, they knock it off his stick. And they'll pick it off the back wall. Prowlers again will get it up ahead. Tipped there by Tyken. And he's not too happy about the knee that he got there, but that'll bring an end to the period. And it'll bring 51 seconds left on the power play as we go into the break.
Yeah, so to catch up on some of the assists, that goal scored by number 17 Corbin, assisted by Will. Roscoe's 5-on-5 Stittsworth Meat goal scored. That was assisted by number 3 Corbin and number 19 Peyton. Will's goal was unassisted, and Corbin's first goal was assisted by number 19 Peyton. So some good puck movement. I'm showing the hometown team out shooting Thief River 18-3. What? Yeah, I guess. And just one penalty this game, so
yep,
pretty clean game.
Just the tripping penalty on the captain for Thief River Falls. And it's been a pretty clean game otherwise, as it's starting to look like the players are just kind of, the players are just kind of going through the motions here, as I think they all realize they got a 1 seed against an 8, and
this is kind of what you expect out of these type of games.
They're kind of playing the role, right? So I kind of expected maybe an extra hard push out of Thief River Falls here, but they're here just going through the motions as it looks. Faceoff comes to Angus-Heather. Second period action here now. And down in the the Prowler zone.
You got to leave work at home, Dana.
Yeah, I got to leave work at home. It comes to Roscoe with the point shot. It goes wide, comes to Moran down to the side of the net. He loses it to a Prowler though. And they'll work it back out to center ice. This time Stitsworth brings it in. He goes far wide right. Looking for a wraparound maybe. Nope, looking for a center. Sends it up for Angus-Heather. It's in his skates. He's got to gather it up and he drops it for Baird. Baird sends it over to Roscoe. Shot on goal there. And it goes right into the glove of Snoozy again. And he'll bring a stop and play with 5 seconds remaining on that Banassa penalty. And he is not even in the penalty box. Why is he not sitting in the bin?
So that's Lapeer Shoreline power play goal scored by number 14 Brody, assisted by 21 Callan and 16 Evan.
Was there a power play goal there?
I think so. Should have been. I thought we still had a few seconds left on it, but it's not showing that way.
How is it possible that I call a hockey game and I completely miss a goal? Well, I apologize.
You're busy thinking about work.
I was busy trying to figure out why Banassa wasn't in the net in the box because there was still time on the clock. And it turns out they scored on him. Well, we'll get our wits about us here and we'll start it back in. Must have come in offside there, I believe, as we got a neutral ice face-off in front of the Bemidji bench. 5-0 is the score. Second period action, 15:37 remaining. As Jacobson steps to the dot. He'll get his own face-off, as he likes to do. Works his way through, drops it for Yurvich rather. He gets a shot, that one goes wide. Tipped wide, I think, and goes down in the corner where he continues to battle. And the Prowlers get it out to center. Roscoe now. He'll drop it down in deep, and players will give chase. I'll tell you what, Yurvich just won that battle, and there was a shot from Meyer from close range. He blasted that thing so hard it could bend a pipe, and it goes off the crossbar and comes back out. At any rate, it comes to the near side, and back over to the far side now, where Roscoe's going to give some pressure as they centered up, but there wasn't anybody there to take it. Westover now sends it up ahead for Yurvich.
Beautiful pass
takes
there.
a step towards the inside, sends one in on goal, but it's tipped out of there. And it comes up to him again, another shot, booted out of there, over to the far corner. And Lapeer will step down and get it to Meyer. Meyer will work it up the wall again, and he'll backhand it down into the area behind the net. Jacobson will try to center it. But the D were switching guys, and Angus-Heather wasn't able to quite get to it in time. And Colton White will have to help out down in this end. Lapeer's got it in his own zone. Turns it up ice for Jacobson. Jacobson will get across the blue line, sidesteps a player. Loses the puck in the process, though, and the Prowlers have got it. Works right towards the goal, and another shot. A goal for Moran. As it was just a turnover right in the slot, and Moran just turned and blasted it past Snoozy. And that'll be a 6-0 lead now for Bemidji.
Yeah, another 5-on-5 Stitchworth meets goal scored by number 19 Peyton. Should be unassisted, I would think.
I believe that'll be unassisted, and it is. Nope, they're
they gave it to Bentley and Corbin.
Bentley and Corbin. All right, comes to Bentley again. Lapeer will bring it in, this the hash marks, down deep. Brings around the other side, Engelsether up at the point. He's down near, almost to the hash marks, and he sends it in deep. Battle in behind, players fall down, and the Prowlers will beat him to it. They can't quite seem to do much with it. Now they get it out to center, and it goes into the zone on the far side. Player shoulders it down, he gets a shot on White, and he boots that one out of there, and it's picked up there by, I think it was Moran up to Ryerson. Back to Moran now, shot on goal. Rebound's cleared out of there, comes right back to him though. And now another opportunity for a rebound, and it's a goal. This time it's Peyton Moran again. Busted up play right in front of rebound, so he gets 2 in a row.
Yeah, I guess Peyton wanted to be a little hog on the score sheet today. Couple goals, couple assists. Good for him, though.
Yeah. He's got 2 goals and 2 assists so far today.
They gave that assist to Corbin, number 3. He's got a handful of points, too. That red line's cooking today.
Score sheet is filling up. 7-0's our score, 12:51 left in the second period. And it is all Bemidji here today. Another shot goes wide from Tyken. Right in the slot again, but he cleared out of there this time to the near side. It comes out to center. Westover will grab it there, and he'll turn it up ice. He's going to carry this one in, go to the far side. Loses in his own skates. Goes to the wall, comes to Stittsworth up at the point. He walks in, takes a shot from there. Pops up, goal for Tyken. Popped up, landed behind the goaltender, I think. I think Tyken just reached in there and swatted it in. So we're going to have Tyken from...
probably Willie, I would think.
It's going to be 24 for sure. Stittsworth will get their assist. And the faceoff will come back out to center ice, of course. And Tyken will be there to take it. Stittsworth on the far side, Adams on the near. Puck is down and it's controlled by the Prowlers in their own zone. Over to the far wall, Stittsworth keeps it in. He beats the trip. And we got a little battle, I think, going on between number 77 and our very own Wyatt Tyken.
Yeah, it looks like they gave the goal to Will on that, assisted by Willie.
Gave the goal to Will. Well, comes right in on goal again, and this time Adams is going to send it in there. Tyken was in on that one, I believe, so you'll probably get an assist on this one. And it's turning into a show here. We're not even halfway through. It's 9-0. So
yeah, they give that one to Brody from Tyken. Another 5-on-5 Stittsworth meet goal.
Stittsworth will also get an assist on that one.
Yep. We got our own stat trackers here.
So the puck comes down in the Bemidji zone. Engelsether is under hard pressure. He's just getting absolutely mugged. But he's able to maintain possession and get it to Jacobson. Jacobson up ahead for Meyer. Across the line. Puts it on the forehander right across again for Jacobson, but it's just a little bit ahead of him. Players go hard in the wall in the corner. And they'll continue to blast for it. That Landon Brown for the Prowlers is in there throwing his body around again. He's good at that. B2 team figured that out a couple of weeks ago. Another shot on goal. This time it was Yerbich who gets a hold of it again, tries to center. Goes off a skate, and Prowlers are content with just icing it down the ice. So face-off will come to the right of Landon Snoozy. And we'll go after it again.
Yeah, shots in favor of Bemidji, 31-4. Almost a 9-to-1 shot ratio here.
And even the 4 that have been on wide have not been of any real quality. Here's another shot on goal from Baird. Comes right back out. Moran has it. And he'll dump it along the wall. And I guess the Prowlers will pick it up there. And then he will get it out to center. It'll come right to Lapeer. Lapeer sends it ahead. And he'll pick it up again at his own circle. Center ice circle, I should say. And he'll bring it in on the far side. Turns, dumps it down in to Baird. Right back now to, that's Moran. He comes right in, coughs it up to Ryerson. Ryerson slaps one towards the goal. And it goes over to the near side. From there, Baird takes a shot. He's looking for Ryerson. Ryerson tips at it. That one won't go. It goes off the equipment and over to the back wall. He's got it again in the corner, looking for a center. Now he does, looking for Moran, but that one's intercepted. Comes to Engesether. He sends it to Moran. Cross ice pass now to Ryerson. He gets a nice shot. Landon Snoozy's got that one. And he'll hang on again for a stop and play. So we got 9 minutes and 37 seconds of play before we can get running time. Comes to Roscoe. He sends one in. Stick save. Blocker save, I should say. Rebound goes wide. And the puck goes back around in the far corner. Stitsworth now. He falls as he tries to get it towards the slot. And it'll come back out to Roscoe. Right to the dot. Tyken. Rebound. And Adams can't quite get it in there. Goes down to the far side again for Stitsworth at that defensive position, covering for Roscoe. He'll go right in the slot and he'll send one wide on the backhand. And the clearing attempt will go just out to center, out of the reach of Stitsworth. And it'll come to Tyken. He didn't like the looks of that, so he circles around in the neutral zone, sends it up for Stitsworth. We got a tripping penalty, I do believe, coming up on the Prowlers. Let's see what the call is here. That has got to be the weakest tripping signal I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But we'll give him a break. He is 103. So no surprise, number 77's in the box. And they're going to kill off a penalty here as Bemidji goes on the power play.
Lapeer shoreline power play.
On the far wall, Myers got it down to the hash marks. Centers it over, puts it on goal. Comes back out to the dot and it's picked up by the Prowlers. They're going to skate their way out of there. And they get it down into the zone and it's knocked off of his stick by Lapeer. And now we're going to have another whistle. And looks like Ryerson's going to go for tripping. But I'll tell you what, that referee stared down Brown in the box. Told him to settle her down, I think. That was an odd exchange there, but either way, Ryerson's going to go for tripping. 2 minutes, so at 8:02. The power play has been negated, and we've got 1:20 left on the Prowler penalty before they go on the power play. So trying to spring Baird, it goes all the way down and can't quite develop that play, and the Prowlers will pick it back up 4-on-4 now. Send it in on goal, save made by White, and it goes to the near corner. Moran in there, a couple of Prowlers. They bring it up to the point, and a shoot from there right on, stick save, rebound. White's able to get it out of there. He's down on his knees and kicks it out of there with his pads. And it's finally tipped out to center. Morano will pick it up at the red line. Gains the zone on the far side. Can't get around the defense though. And it comes back out to center. Backhand pass to the Prowlers there. They try to work it around Westover, but it comes off their stick and comes to Baird on the near side. Moran now helps send it off the boards on the near side and give chase. But the Prowlers will bring it back to center ice. Cross ice pass now for Baird. Back and forward to the near side for Moran. Moran sidesteps nicely, falls, tries to get it to Baird. Working from his knees. Baird can't quite manage the pass, and it goes to the far wall.
Brings it to it.
Penalty to Brown is expired, and we have our power play from, who is it?
Northern Amusement penalty kill here.
I'm sorry, Northern Amusement penalty kill. I had it backwards. I had a 50-50 shot, and I got it wrong. 30 seconds left on that Ryerson penalty, and the puck was iced, and so it'll come down into the Prowler zone to the right of Snoozy. Faceoff comes back out. They try to spring a player, but it's behind them. They can't handle it, and Roscoe picks it up there, sends it D to D for Engesether. He'll carry it up through center, gain the zone right in the slot, goes to the far side, and it comes to Stitsworth and back to Engesether down deep. Benson's behind the goal back there, and he goes battling away with a couple of Prowlers and Stitsworth. Time is clicking off. The penalty to Ryerson expires. And Tyken comes in off the bench and tips it off their stick and gains possession himself. Goes in behind the goal again. Tyken still has it, looking for a center. Tries. Deflected. And the Prowlers will bring it in behind and work it to the far side. Tyken will take it from there. But he'll be under some pressure from Thief River. And they'll finally sneak it out as Thief River comes back the other way. Engesether tips it off of their stick, picks up the puck, sends it to the far side to Roscoe. Through his skates though, and suddenly a Prowler with all kinds of ambition gets it over to the slot, but it goes right on through. Carried out of there now by Adams. Off to the far side, backhand pass for Stitsworth. Stitsworth goes down to the low circle. He sends it up for Engesether. In his skates, though, he's got to sweep it to the side. And he'll have to put a body on the Prowler player to separate him from the puck. He gets it back in his own zone, sends it up. And it sticks out in the center middle ice. And Adams just barely got onside before it came in. Comes to Tyken. Shot from there, stick save. Goes off the dasher behind. Adams now down in the corner. And they trade possession with it back down there before Thief River Falls tries to clear it. Comes to Engesether. He keeps it in the zone and sends it back down in deep. And it comes to Adams, centers it up for Tyken. Tyken can't get a stick on it though, it's in his skates. And it finds its way to the other wall. Roscoe now. He'll work it down, but it'll be coughed up to a Thief River player, and it'll be waved off. The icing, everybody in the building thought that was going to be icing. And so Evan Engesether sends it up ahead for Adams. Adams ahead for, who is that? Lapierre. Lapierre tried to dangle right in front and rolled off a stick. Goes to the far side. Yurvich now, he sends one in from there. Stopped in front, Jacobson tries. Engesether will send one, tipped. Rebound. Adams can't get that one in. And it'll come out to the side wall and all the way down, and that one is going to be icing as players head to the bench. This time Yurvich will come to the dot here, and it'll be won by Bemidji. Jacobson's got it. From the high point area, he gets a shot towards the goal. It's deflected, goes high in the air, and comes over to the near side. Down in behind, Jacobson puts a body, gets a hold of the puck, sidesteps another player. Can't quite manage both defenders though, and it comes out to Westover at the point. He'll send it back down in, and Jacobson will pick it up behind the net and go to the far side, centering attempt for Meyer, but that one's blocked and goes to the far side. Thief River comes out across the line now and sends it all the way down around. 2:58 left in the period as Westover picks it up behind his own net and goes up the far side. Up ahead for Jacobson now. And he gets inside the zone, stops, and he goes rink wide for Westover. It's tipped and goes down deep. Westover can't reach it. And the Thief River player gets a hold of it, sends it down, and gets knocked on his can by Jacobson. There's about a foot difference between those two. And he found a way to do it. 2:35 left until he gets a running time. 9-0 in favor of Bemidji. So Baird takes that one and picked up by Moran. Moran will go in behind. And he'll bring it over to the far side. Look for center. Sends it up to the point for, actually for Baird. It gets right between the defense and heads all the way down. Colton White sends it up to center. It's brought back in there by the Prowlers. And Moran will retreat and pick it up in his own zone. Up ahead for Cub. Ryerson comes in, right across the blue line. Shot from there, goes high over the cage. Off the glass and into the corner. Comes right back to Baird. Baird to Ryerson. Nice puck move there. So that shot goes wide off a deflection. Down in the corner again. Moran down there with it. Baird's helping him. And the puck squirts over towards the goal, but the Prowlers pick it up there, and Brown will send it in behind for his own player. They'll work it up the far side. Get it out, but it's tipped there by Lapeer. With that big long stick of his, I got to say that every game. And it goes back in behind for Moran, which awkwardly falls into the boards. He may have toe picked again there, but he's no worse for the wear. He comes back up and skates it out. Down in our own zone, Bemidji now gets it to Ryerson. Ryerson ahead for Baird. Fancy move behind, right around the fence. Goes in, tries to get a shot on. And Snoozy's able to maintain composure there and prevent that shot from being triggered. Over to the near corner. Prowlers are trying to work it back around to the far side now. They stop, looking for someone to pass it to. And he decides he's just going to take it. Going to bring it up to center. Tipped off his stick at center, and it's picked up by Moran. Moran over to Ryerson. Across the line. Ryerson fires right on. Save. And the Prowlers are content to just try to send it out of there. Angus Heather sends it over the cage. And now they'll swing it out of there again. This one's going to go on goal. So White will send it up ahead for Roscoe, and he'll go right on the forecheck again. Cuts in hard, puts it on the backhand. It's right in front of Snoozy. He knocks it out of there. Rebound. Sends over the top of Snoozy, who's on his stomach. And I think they're pointing down at White because I think they think White's got a assist. So we're going to give it to him.
We have it confirmed. Number 5-on-5 Stittsworth Meats goal scored by Brody, assisted by number 30 Colton. His first point of the year. About time he starts contributing.
We'll have to talk to him about that and see if he can't do a little better.
But now's the time to peak.
But I'll tell you what, he is doing fantastic in goal. He hasn't hardly been tested at all today. And now we're going to close to the second period. It's 10-0 Bemidji. And the players are going to find their way to the locker room, get some refreshments, a little break, and they'll come back out, and we'll undoubtedly have running time for the remainder of this one and the third period.
There you go, period 3.
Puck is down, and the Brawlers gave one up to Ryerson right in the slot. He gets a shot on Snoozy, and Snoozy gloves it down. That was an errant pass if I've ever seen one. And the clock continues to tick. 16:36, blasting away for the closure of this one. Face off. Still in the skates there. Comes right on goal. And Moran had a shot, but it's deflected and trickles wide of the target there.
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube. Yep, it'll be on YouTube.
The puck goes over to the far wall.
Yep.
Westover steps in, takes a redirect for Ryerson, but he can't tip it in. Goes in behind, comes to Moran. Moran now over to the far side, up to the point for Baird. Baird over for Ryerson. Ryerson takes a slap at it. Kind of comes weird off his stick though, and it goes in behind. Westover grabs it from there, and he'll carry it over to the near wall. Lost to the Prowlers of the Porter, and the clearing attempts stopped by Roscoe, who keeps it in. Now it comes out, and Moran is there to receive it. Turns it up through center, rolls off his stick though as he's skating, and he gets it over to Ryerson as he cuts in through center. Into the zone, good, but can't quite hang on to it. And it comes out to center. Engesether's coming off the bench. He sends it over to Roscoe on the near side, back to Moran. Moran's working his way through a couple players, and it goes to Baird down in the corner. Now to Moran. Up to the point here for Lapeer. He steps in, takes a shot, tipped by Baird, but Snoozy has that one, and he'll hang on. Forwards will change up for Bemidji here. That'll bring out the Tyken line with Adams and Stitsworth. Engesether, Lapeer will remain on the defensive core. And Tyken will head for the dodge. Sweep it in behind, trying to get it for Lapeer, but it's out of his reach. And he's got to chase it all the way down into his own zone. Behind his own net now. He'll go around to the far side, shovel it up to Adams. Adams under a little bit of pressure. He carries it out to center. Gets across the line, rolls off his stick, and the Prowlers send it back out to neutral ice. Lapeer will grab it up down in his own zone. Again behind his own net. And we'll try it again. This time he'll send it up to Adams. It gets right past him, and that's going to be an icing call. So with about 14 left in the period, we'll bring it back down to the left of Colton White. Face-off is carried out of there by Tyke, and he gets it up to Adams. Adams can't handle the pass, and it's picked off by the Prowlers as they bring it back in. A couple players go into the boards awkwardly, but everybody gets up okay. It comes to Tyke, and he backhands it up for Adams. Adams will bring it down into the zone, and he'll have to give chase down in the corner. Prowlers will get there first, though, and they're going around to the near side. Try to get it through up here, can't do it. He works it down to the pass marks. And Stitsworth will be there to help it out. He tries to reverse it, but Lapeer was down in the corner, and nobody was able to pick up his spot for him, and so that pass goes all the way down for Colton White. Now it's back up. Stitsworth has it, gets across the line, but Tyken gets in just a step ahead, and he swats the puck in frustration as he heads to the bench.
Take a little special time to give a shout out to our normal statistician and timekeeper, Gavin. I don't know if you're in school, bud, but miss having you here. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow morning.
For your reference, Gavin, it's 45 shots to 7. We can't forget our new sponsor, though, either. Erickson Farms.
Yeah. Oh, another goal.
We got a goal. I missed it. I'm busy talking about sponsors. And it looks to be
goal scored by 17 Corbin
Meyer. And the boys will respectively not go through the celebration line. They'll just head right back to the dot.
And they're going to give assist on that 5-on-5 Stittsworth Meets goal scored by number 17 Corbin. Assists go to number 6 Will and number 20 Bubba.
With that, the puck plays down into the corner. Prowlers are trying to get out of the zone. It comes to Meyer. Meyer sends it in deep. And it's picked up behind the goal. Pestered there by Yerbich. Jacobson trying to lay some lumber here today. Squishes his player against the board. And Yerbich will get it. Extended in behind from Meyer. Meyer now working his way around. Gets it to Jacobson. He swings and misses. Comes back to Meyer. Down in behind again. Meyer now. Or I'm sorry, Yerbich. I'm sorry, Jacobson. I'll get it there eventually. Comes to Meyer. He works his way up. Centers it up. It's on the backhand though for Roscoe. And it'll come back out to center. And Westover is going to have to hustle to get a hold of that when he does. And he's got it back in his own zone. Sends it up for Yerbich. Yerbich now for Meyer. Cross the line off of Meyer's stick. And it's picked up by the Prowlers. And they send it out of there as they take a hard hit back in behind. Meyer now puts another body on his player. He's going to get a penalty for this one.
On that one.
It's going to be a rough. As the ref thinks he's being a little too rough out there.
That'll give us another Northern Amusement penalty kill. Penalty on 17 Corbin. They think called the rough.
I believe it's a rough. $11-0 is the score. Clock ticks away at 9:50. And we will continue play as there's a shot from the point right on. Rebound won't go. And it's worked back out of there by Baird up to Ryerson. Ryerson will work it down into the corner into the offensive zone. And now we're going to have a penalty on Thief River Falls.
We'll call that a hook.
And did he give the hook signal?
I thought I saw a little
hooking signal. There he is. Number 76 for hooking. Face-off comes out through center. We have 4-on-4 hockey here as the Prowlers gain his own on the far side, a little bit of speed. Angus Heather wins that battle though, and he sends it back out to center. Picked up in their own zone. The Prowlers try to center it out. The Baird blows a tire. He goes up against the boards, and the Prowlers will ice it as a result. Face-off comes up to Lapeer. Lapeer now will work his way down. Right to the hash marks, drops it in behind for Tyken. Tyken will work his way across the top of this zone. Down in the corner and back out for Tyken again. He's in behind, up for Meyer, or Moran rather. Moran fires. Goes right into the body of Snoozy. Snoozy will hang on.
Brings us to another brief Lapeer Shorelines power play.
Face-off is controlled by the Prowlers, tipped off of their stick by Wyatt Tyken. Centers it up for Moran, who was all alone, couldn't quite get to him though. And it comes up to Angus Heather. He'll pinch down to the hash marks, and he'll work it along the half wall. Dumps it in the corner there for Tyken. Tyken will do a wraparound. Won't go though, Snoozy gets around there.
Got to move the puck in that play.
Gets his pad in there, gets another shot on him right in the face, and he goes down into the paint. He covers that one up with a stop and play.
Move the puck!
6:53 now left in the third period as the clock ticks away on this running time game. (11-0) is the score. I'm not going to say the S word, but clock ticks away. 6:23 remaining. Puck goes down in behind Snoozy, and it comes to the near side. Back now over to the far. Brown for the Prowlers tries to clear. It comes to Roscoe. His shot goes up over the cage. The rebound. That one goes wide, off the glass again. Jacobson tries to peel it off the wall. He's under heavy pressure, and Roscoe has to help out. Comes back to him. He sends one wide of the goal. And the Prowlers will break it out to center again. Passes errant. Comes to Jacobson. With control, he sends it to the near side for Roscoe. Up ahead for Yerbich. Yerbich can't quite control it. He tips it into the zone though. And now he'll get control. He won't either get control. The Prowlers will get it back out to center. Roscoe will send it break wide for Westover. Westover to think better of it. He'll come up through center. He's going to get into the zone with it on the near side. Goes right down to the circle. And he's trying to figure out what to do with it. Sends it up in the slot. Shot there by Yerbich. That one goes wide. Now down coming up the slot. Prowlers are trying to get it out of there. It's a big melee right in front. And Prowler player goes down holding his head. He likes to keep playing though. And a puck comes in behind. I think the boys are trying to do a Michigan down there. Backhander from Jacobson goes in on goal, and it's stopped there. The 4:47 ticking away on the clock.
Yeah, just about 50 shots on net. So I have 8. Well, scorebook has 7, but for Thief River.
Well, it's the tail of the tape, as they say. And the scoreboard reflects that result. And when you start looking at the level of play between the two teams, it's pretty obvious who's the first seed and who's the 8th seed. Meanwhile, Moran's got it in his zone, takes a shot from the slot. Snoozy save. And it'll come out to the far side, tipped off of their stick there by Engesether. Comes right back to him. He can't handle it though. Now he does. And he'll bring it over to the near side. Gets the zone on the near side, comes in, gets around a defender. Back on the back wall. Sends it over to the far corner. Ryerson, he gets it towards the slot, but tries to pick it up there, and they backhand it up towards the line. What Ryerson stops at and brings it back in. Down in deep. Moran right to a waiting Baird. Baird sends one in there, and that one's deflected up into the netting for another stop and play. So this afternoon is another game between Bemidji White and Crookston.
I think they tied their last game.
They tied. Did they tie? They tied their last game. And so that should be an interesting one if you get a chance to maybe watch that on Livebarn or something.
Yeah, between 4 and 5 seeds there.
Right, and so the winner of that one will come to. I'm going to go out here and say it, Eric. We're going to win this game.
I think you're onto something.
And that's going to put us at the 8 o'clock slot in the morning. And so then that means we're going to either play our other White team or Crookston at 8 bells tomorrow morning. I believe that game is on this rink again. So even though we have the not so favorable sight lines, we'll have to deal with it. 2:20 ticks away on the clock. 11-0 for Bemidji here. And we have a neutralized faceoff. It comes to Roscoe. Roscoe for Westover. Westover ahead for Adams. His stick is slapped, and it comes back out. Tyken will pick it out of there. And we got a penalty behind the play. Looks like a slash. And it looks like it's going to be on Westover. I missed that altogether.
Yeah.
I had a suspicion it was going to be Adams because I thought he was in that melee, but apparently it was Westover.
And bring this final game up to another Northern Amusement penalty kill.
So with $1.50 left in the game, Bemidji will go on the PK here, and hopefully they can keep it out of the zone and not let the unthinkable happen. Although I can think of it. Puck comes out and back in and back out again. Tyken now, he'll work his way through center ice, short-handed, comes across the line. Over to the far circle, comes right in on goal. It's knocked off his stick, comes to Stitsworth. Stitsworth sends one in there, and that was blocked in front. Thief River comes off it this time, and Brown will bring it all the way down into the zone. And he'll swat at it as Roscoe picks up the possession, and he gets it up ahead for Tyken again. Again, Tyken works his way through, drops it for Stitsworth under pressure. Stitsworth comes to the right side, looks for a wraparound, doesn't go, goes in behind. Stitsworth now sends it up to the point, gets past Roscoe, and the race is on there. I think Roscoe's going to get there first. He puts his body on it, he drops it for Stitsworth. 19 seconds left in the game as Stitsworth gets it on his stick and brings it into the zone. Short-handed, comes right to the mouth, uncontested. Dick finally gets a shot on the near side. Sluzy's got that pad down there. Now it comes to Angusether. He's under pressure. He's got 3 players on him. It comes up to Stitsworth. The clock runs out as Stitsworth takes his last shot of the game. And Bemidji will own this one 11-0. And now I can say it. Colton gets a shutout.
Yeah, pretty light day for Colton. Overall, good game by the boys in white. Good way to start the tournament as the 1 seed. Send that message to the 8 seed to hopefully the rest of the teams in this district tournament that we're going to go for gold. So
our eyes now. Go ahead, Eric.
Good.
Our eyes now will turn to the 5:15 p.m. game today. That's going to be Bemidji White versus Crookston, as I mentioned before. Winner of that one will come here tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock to face Bemidji Blue.
Well, thank you to our sponsors, Stitsworth Meats, Erickson Farms, Dale Schmidt Agency, KLS Construction, Ryerson Construction, Lapeer Shorelines, and Northern Amusement, who is our platinum sponsor. Thanks for tuning in. Throw some thumbs up, throw some comments. We will see you tomorrow at 8 a.m., hopefully against the other Bemidji team. Love to be able to see them get through Crookston. Hopefully send both teams to the region tournament in Proctor in a couple weeks. So
I'd rather see them there than a championship. So it'll be a good game in the morning.
So we will see you tomorrow, folks. Thank you.